Live, is that one like your 6?
I don't know if there's such a word.
6 months old?
Pre-market.
6 months out.
That's like almost spring.
Okay, we're live. I'd like to welcome members of council to our public meeting here, July the 11th, 2024, in the great town of Stephenville, Newfoundland, Canada. I'd like to also welcome our management team to the table. I would ask a member of council, we do have 8 attendees now, hopefully that'll grow in the next few minutes. I'd ask a member of council that we call the meeting to order.
So
Moved by Deputy Mayor Susan Fallow, second Councilor Thomas Bryan, all in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Okay, number 2 is our land acknowledgement. We respectfully acknowledge the town of Stephenville as the ancestral homeland of different populations of indigenous people. We also acknowledge with respect the rich histories and cultures of the Beothuk, the Mi'kmaq, the Innu and Inuit of the province of Newfoundland and Labrador. Item number 3, I would ask a member of council that we approve the agenda as circulated.
Move.
Moved by Councilor Darren Roberts, second. Second, Councilor Maurice Hines, all in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Okay, item number 4. Approval of minutes. We have 2 items. Be it resolved to approve our public meeting of council meetings minutes dated June 20th, 2024, as circulated by our town staff. I so move.
Second.
Second by Councilor Darren Roberts. All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Item number 2 under 4.2, should I say, be it resolved to approve a special public meeting of council minutes dated July the 5th, 2024, as circulated. I so move.
Second.
Second, Councilor Laura Aylward.
Mr. Elward, Mr. Elward. Just to,
On your agenda.
I'm sure you've been called worse.
Oh,
But
You were just-
just so that people got an understanding what the special public meeting was for. One item on that meeting was Russell Heights. The scope of the municipal capital works project on that street was changed because there was originally storm sewer included in it, but there's no one on Main Street to hook the storm sewer in, so it just wastes the money to put it in the street. So we changed the scope of work. The other items dealt with in that special meeting was borrow, the town to borrow the money, depending on what way you want to look at it, borrow $2.1 million or with the HST rebates, and that drops back down to approximately 1.8 million. And what the borrowing's being done for is the purchase of pickup for our public works department, a fire response vehicle for our fire department, the $575,549.25 for the retrofit of the YMCA building. It looks like we're going to be successful in securing other grants where it's going to be a $2.3 million retrofit, and this would be our portion. So I mean, that's a good deal for the town. The Minnesota Drive overpass there by the Quad store is another $552,980. Another big item in that borrowings for a new sweeper truck that people see going around sweeping the streets at $455,700. And the last item was a ventilation system for the fire department for $92,477. Which means when you start up the fire trucks, you need diesel engines. I mean, there's a lot of fumes in that, and so you need to have the proper ventilation system. So just that people got an understanding of exactly where the money's going.
okay, thank you, Councilor O'Brien. And, you know, running a municipality is a lot of similarities of running a business. You have to do upgrades to your infrastructure. You have to buy new equipment. You have to purchase equipment when it comes to safety. And that's a great item that we're moving forward with our fire department. But it's about investing in infrastructure and innovation, and that's what moves the community forward. So we're in good fiscal shape. At times, management will come in and request the approval to borrow, but sometimes our financial position may change, that we may not have to borrow should we sell assets and look at different financial instruments and our abilities. So we're in good shape, but thanks for highlighting that, Councilor Bryan. All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. We also have a couple of members into our gallery. Thanks for joining us on this beautiful day in Stephenville, Newfoundland. Oh, you're touched like real. Well, we're right on time, so just to let you know. Any matters arising from the minutes? We just did get a brief there by Councilor O'Brien on our special meeting. Any other matters arising? Nothing? Okay. No proclamations and delegations for today. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to our Chair of Finance, Councilor Myra White, for our Finance Committee items for voting on, for discussion and debate. The floor is yours, Councilor White.
Thank you. Item number 7 is our Finance Committee. Finance Committee met on July the 8th, 2024, and the following items were recommended for council approval. Number 1, be it resolved to pay accounts payable for July the 11th, 2024 in the amount of $212,521.31. I so move.
Second.
Second.
And Mr. Mayor,
Question?
just to follow,
Excuse me? I'd like to add to this. If I wanted to, I'm just going to give some information on the accounts payable.
okay,
Thank you. I'm going to provide you with some information on what we have paid. We're going to pay. We're again with the Abydos Environmental. We're paying $11,131.74 for the month of June. The Agate Laboratories Limited in Calgary, $2,625.82. The bill for May for Bell Alliant, $4,253.17. Boyd and Bungie for doing the work for well 4, 7, and Brookside. No, that's not Brookside. That was in the park. So that amount came up to $66,010.00. That was also for the month of June.
on every one, 67,481.
It is, but I've just taken out the large numbers because the other thing was only just a valve to replace. So I'm not just doing every little tiny piece. So in Crane Supply, we paid $12,952.54. And that was supplies for our pumper.
Total for Crane, 17,750.
Understand. Thank you. Patty's Plumbing and Heating was $14,863.75 for the heat pump that was installed at the YMCA.
Total for Patty's was 17,628.
Councilor O'Brien, I would appreciate if you did not correct everything that I'm doing. Thank you.
On the report I got.
Stuart McKilvery is $3,970.09, and that is our lawyers. UAP $7,225.64, and it's for repairs to a few vehicles that we have in our fleet. Western Paving, which we have got started now, $17,931.38. Our Western Regional Waste Management, $28,220.48. That's just for the month of June. I think that one we're going to really look at in the future. So roughly out of all the 212,521.31, it's approximately about $170,000 out of that 212,000. Which I just wanted to let you know, the bulk of what we are paying this month. So if anybody else like to question, answer?
Thank you.
I'd just like to say that it's great to see the upgrade to the Y with a heat pump because they're so versatile that they provide heat and also air conditioning because with muggy conditions, the staff,
Yeah,
you can appreciate that.
that's right.
Susan Fowler.
Especially for when you come to the people that they're using the facility.
Yes.
I mean, it's that.
Hey.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Carry.
Item number 7.2, expense checks. Be it resolved to approve expense checks for the month of June 2024 in the amount of $105,900.51. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Myra White, seconder.
Second.
Second, Councilor Darren Roberts. Question?
In that, in the expense check listing, just to go through some of the larger numbers, on the expense check listing, it's where the town support a lot of the groups in town. I think there's $6,000 there for the walkaway parks and trails. People, there was a $4,841 grant to the Can-Am Lodge. Then there was $8,943.55, which was for replacement checks that went out to suppliers in the past for somewhere along the line. The checks got lost in the mail, and those checks are just to replace that. Then there's some travel there for the mayor. The event in St. John's, as well as some of our staff to go to FCM. There's $20,000 of the beautifications committee's annual grant. That's just one of the payments to beautification. The BIA, the Business Improvement Association, 23,702. That's their matching funding for this year. And then there's the Stephenville Cultural Destination Committee, 3,873. So even that's the larger numbers in the expense mechanism. Grants and don't take long to drive up the numbers, and that's supporting community groups. That's making things happen around town.
Okay, so thank you very much, Councilor O'Brien. Thanks. All in favor?
Aye. Item number 7.3, be it resolved to approve adjustments to the water and sewer tax in the amount of $616.30. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Myra White, seconder.
Second.
Second, Councilor Lori Elward. All in favor?
Aye.
Carry.
7.4, be it resolved to approve remission of tax in the amount of $210.70. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Myra White, seconder.
Second.
Second, Councilor Darren Roberts. All in favor?
Aye.
Carried.
7.5, business tax. Be it resolved to approve business tax refunds in the amount of $491.40 and adjustments of $5,894.78. I so move.
By Councilor Myra White, seconder.
Second.
Second, Councilor Maurice Hines. All in favor?
Aye.
Carried.
7.6, a request for grant, Joe McNeil Car Show. Be it resolved that the town of Stephenville provide a grant to Joe McNeil Antique and Unique Car Show in the amount of $2,000. I so move.
By Councilor Myra White, seconder.
Second.
Second, Councilor Laura Aylward.
If I can say, Mayor, you mean, the fair show was actually going to go ahead this year, because I mean, as we all know, I mean, it was canceled for a while because of the anticipated reconstruction of Main Street, but with delaying that project, the committee saw an opportunity to move ahead with car show, which is great to see. The car show committee is separate. A lot of people think it's the BIA doing the car show. The car show committee is separate from the BIA, but they work in close harmony with the with the BIA, matter of fact, the BIA also contributes $2,000 to the show. So it's great to see it moving forward.
I just want to say too, it's a great event, you know, people with their classic cars come from all over different parts of the province to come to Stephenville that weekend. It helps the economy, hotels and so forth. Great for downtown business, great for the community. But one of the things I would recommend that maybe we could look at sending a letter to the Joe McNeil Car Show Association is that they only do it every 2 years and people just love it so much. I really think it should be an annual event, but maybe the annual event could be the alternate year we'd have it at the Dome. And if the Dome was available, we could have the cars on the inside. And so one year it'd be Main Street, next year it would be the Dome, or it could be on the outside of the Dome. It's just a thought. So, you know, people love it and people love to take their cars out. They're normally called ice cream cars. I got one in 1968. And but anytime you get to take it somewhere, it's a great opportunity to get some of the dust out of it and a little bit of the carbon.
I think we can certainly have that discussion with the Car Show Committee, but
Yeah.
I know in their planning, they work very closely with the other organizations across the province that have car shows. And the people that own these vehicles like to go to as many of these shows as they can. So if every community decides to have an annual one, you're kind of splitting up the number of vehicles that may attend a particular show. I know that was a concern that you had, but we certainly have to discuss it.
Look at it.
Because when you look at it, and you walk down Main Street when the car show is on the go, and neat vehicles on the go, it's not just cars. I mean, there's millions of dollars worth of vehicles parked on Main Street.
Well, it's interesting, Swift Current. He has vehicles that are one-offs. And it's been said that the Barrett Jackson auctions in Phoenix and Fort Lauderdale, that there's a Barrett Jackson standard. And gee, I can't remember the gentleman's name, who has the museum at Swift Current. It'll come back to me. I'm having a senior's moment. But
There's nothing wrong having a scene.
at the Barrett Jackson, they say there's the Barrett Jackson standard, there's the Swift Current standard, but he's got vehicles worth $1 million, one vehicle.
They had a nice piece on NTV, Eddie Shearer.
Yes.
One of the firms out there in Swift Current. I think it was at this point he got 52 different vehicles there, and one of the things that stuck out to me, and some of the stuff that we think are more recent, the technologies and vehicles and stuff is not that recent at all.
Yeah.
Like we always now keep our lights on auto, so when it gets dark, the lights automatically comes on, and it goes off if it's not dark, type thing. I forget what year the vehicle he said it was, but that vehicle had that technology, but it's a real old vehicle. So I mean,
Yeah, there was a lot of technology and a lot of craftsmanship went into vehicles back then, let me tell you.
But Mr. Mayor, that's a good time to get Eddie Shear to come out here to the car show. He's not been out here that I'm aware of.
Not a bad idea. Maybe we can have Mayor
He needs-
contact him, invite him out to July 27th car show in Stephenville. Let's do that.
Well, he needs an invitation.
Yeah,
Yeah, the best wind corridor town in the province and North America, and maybe the world, so they're saying.
yeah.
So let's bring him in.
I don't think we voted on this.
No.
Don't
All in favor?
Aye.
Carry. Okay, anything late for finance?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Okay, we're good. Okay, thank you, Councillor Myra White. I'm going to turn it over to our trusted councillor, Laura Aylward, our chairperson of Planning and Traffic. Take it with me.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Our Planning and Traffic Committee met on July the 8th, 2024, and the following items were recommended for council approval. First item, be it resolved that the following permits be approved as presented in accordance with all town regulations. Applicable permits will require inspections, license, and permits as required by Service NL. First item, 241 Carolina Avenue, replace the siding on the building. 72 Missouri Drive, construct 49 by 48 open garage attached to existing building, replacing siding, interior renovations, and renovations to the roof. 9 West Street, construct a cement driveway measuring 20 by 37.5 for the entrance off Hanson Highway, and to construct a 16 by 85 pad on the rear, not rear what?
North.
North,
Right.
okay, north side of the building. And 4-8 Main Street, subdivide 70 square meters of land from the property 4-8 Main Street with the condition that parcel is consolidated with property 79 West Street.
I see.
Let's see,
Okay,
I so move.
moved by Council Lori Over, seconder,
Second,
second Council Myra White, all in favor?
Aye.
Carried.
Next item is 35 Carolina Avenue, discretionary use. Be it resolved to approve a permit to replace the current digital sign with double-sided digital billboard 8 by 16 as per town of Stephenville Development Regulation 2014, Article 84. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Lori Over, seconder, Deputy Mayor Susan Powell, question?
Yeah, maybe, Mr. Mayor, a good time for an explanation.
Yeah, so this is a new modern, larger sign that's going to replace the existing one that's on Carolina next to the Cormac People of the Don Center. That sign's been there, I would say, close to 20 years now. But this will allow businesses to buy advertising just like they could now, but it's a more modern platform. It'll be larger, the fonts, the colors, the pixels, and from a visual perspective, will be much better for the viewing people that travel Carolina. And remember, Carolina going into Main Street is the most trafficked street in Stephenville, Newfoundland. So it's a great location that we put it there 20 years ago. This is a partnership between the Chamber of Commerce, the town of Stephenville, and a private company. So it's a really good move. So all in favor?
Aye.
Carried.
Urban and Rural Planning Act, adopt Town of Stephenville Development Plan Amendment Number 18, 2024. Be it resolved to approve to accept the Town of Stephenville Development Regulation Amendment Number 18, 2024, which includes, my glasses are not in the right spot. Which includes proposed rezoning, rezone 3.2 hectare of land at 150 Minnesota Drive from Comprehensive Development Area Community Service, CDA, CS, to public use to allow for development of integrated community healthcare center, which we hope is going to be soon ready. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Lori Over, seconder.
second,
Second, Councilor Maurice Hines. I just want to say too, I'm very pleased with this awarding of contract by the province. We've been lobbying quite often to get a new medical clinic. This will have most advanced abilities for accessibility, but also from a user perspective for the professionals that will work in there, the doctors, the nurses, the physiotherapists. I do believe even the all facilities when it comes to eye care, hearing, all services provided by Western Health. It'll be a collaborative care clinic, but it's in a great site. Nice to see the construction proceeding. So on that note,
And
Go ahead.
new modern facilities, so that certainly goes a long ways in the recruitment and retention of the people that we need. I mean, other than that, it's just a building.
yeah. It's like having a family come to visit you. If you got the house nice and pretty and fridge full of food, they may come back, especially if you got cheese. Yeah, yeah. So all in favor?
Aye.
aye,
Carried.
Okay, next item is Joe McNeil Car Show event. Be it resolved to approve to close Main Street from the intersection with Queen Street to the intersection with Grove Street and Zion Drive from the intersection with Main Street and Prince Rupert on Saturday, July 27th, 2024, from 6 o'clock to 4 p.m. in
6 a.m.
to accommodate. What did I say? 6 a.m.
Said 6 p.m., 6 a.m.
6 a.m. Oh, yeah. What? Not 6 a.m., that's 6 o'clock in the morning.
But that's what's there.
Yeah, well, they starting at up in the street.
They put it together. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I know you're not normally up at 6 a.m. in the morning.
Boy, the boy, the kind of early to be starting.
I'll call you Laura Wigwam.
Okay, all right, no problem. I'll go help them, yeah. And to 4 o'clock p.m. to accommodate the 2024 Antique and Unique Car Show. In the case of poor weather conditions, the event will be held on Sunday, July 28th. I so move.
By Councilor Laura Aylward, seconder.
Second.
Second, Councilor Tom O'Brien, all in favor?
Aye.
Carried.
And that's the last item, Mr. Mayor,
Okay.
that I'm aware. Oh, no, got a late item, sorry. This one is Kin Court Thomas Amusements.
Okay.
Be it resolved to approve a permit to operate Thomas Amusements Midway from July 22nd to July 29th, 2024, on the property known as Kin Court on Massachusetts Drive. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Laura Aylward, seconder.
Second.
Second, Councilor Myra White, all in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Okay, thank you very much. Nothing for bylaws and regulations in front of us. Okay, item number 10, any unfinished business?
And Mr. Mayor, this,
Go ahead, Councilor O'Brien.
council's, on the BIA, I mean, I've had an opportunity to meet with the BIA, that they've received their matching funding and that they're moving forward with planning more events for down Main Street and Kin Square. In addition to that, I mean, I also met with the representatives from Stephenville Cultural Destination Committee and the BIA and the Stephenville Cultural Destination Committee. I mean, Stephenville Cultural Destination Committee got a lot of their own events, which, I mean, it's if you look at the schedule, I mean, that's jam-packed for a number of weeks. The BIA and the SCDC, Stephenville Cultural Destination Committee, are partnering to make more events happen at Kin Square. Right now, the first one they got planned is every Sunday to have music at there. So I mean, it's great to see those two groups partnering together to make more things happen downtown. That's one thing. I'd like to say congratulations to Daryl Chip and his group for disc golf this past weekend. Last weekend, they had a major tournament here in town. They had 60 participants that attend the tournament. 30 of the participants were from out of town. 24 of them came from the Maritimes and 6 came from St. John's. So I mean, that's bringing new money into town. I mean, they gotta stay here and eat here and buy a drop of gas to get home. So I mean, that's all good stuff. But and once again, you mean, and those ones hurt good when you hear people from the outside and people that have a tremendous amount of experience playing this sport right across the country, passing on all the great comments on how good the courses are. I mean, they can't believe that Stephenville, for a small community, got 3 different disc golf courses. I mean, it's the one here by Town Hall behind the Jet, the Blanchbrook, and the one at Whaleback, and all 3 different levels. There was one gentleman that attended the tournament. He's played on 180, I think it was 189 courses across the country. And he said that, I mean, he would put the courses here in his top 5. So you mean that says a lot. I mean, it's the designer of the course, I mean, basically puts the price tag on the course at over $1 million. And we all know $1 million wasn't spent on it because, I mean, you had individuals like Daryl and his group to put so much work into it. I think over the last year and a half, the town put something around $40,000 into it. So when you can get $1 million facility for that kind of money, it's certainly well versed in it. Before the tournament happened, there was a couple from the US turned up here in town. And there was only one reason why they decided to come in Stephenville. They're avid golf disc players. And when they start to travel, as they travel, they check to see if there's any golf disc courses in close proximity, and up pops Stephenville. So you mean they came and spent a couple of days here playing on the course. So you mean, but again, I mean that's a good example of two groups partnering together. I mean, Whaleback Ski Club and the disc golf people. I mean, they're helping each other. I mean, during that tournament last week, I mean, the members of the ski club were out and manned the barbecues and all that stuff. So I mean, and the local membership is about 140 right now, but that continues to grow. In addition to the 140, you mean there's 30 to 50 Special Olympians that take part in disc golf, and something that they're planning now is to start family nights for disc golf, because I believe we're only one of 2 disc golf courses in the country that have lit course. So again, great partnership with the.
Just to, if I could add to Councillor O'Brien's comments, I think back when we looked at whether or not we would provide financial support as they look to build their third or second, I guess it was, disc golf course. One of the things that we looked at was, as a town, it's important for us to invest in the future. And so what we saw was an opportunity to invest some money in the development of a very world-class kind of course, knowing that that would bring people here. And I think what you spoke to around disc golf, similar things happening with pickleball in terms of people looking for destinations where there's that happening, and that's certainly growing too. But also congratulations to Daryl Chip, who right now, as far as I understand it, on the pro circuit with Flipline of the disc golf, is ranked 22 in the world in 55 to 59 categories. So that's pretty big to have someone here who's that type of an athlete. And Daryl is that type of an athlete. He was ranked #1 in the province in squash for a while. He's ranked in pickleball. Whatever he takes on, he kind of goes with. So congratulations, though, to that team for sure for building.
The pickleball got a big tournament.
Not this weekend at the Dome, and certainly invite people who are interested to go and have a look and see what it's all about. Friday night and Saturday.
And interesting enough, Daryl was instrumental in getting pickleball started here in town. Right?
So just a little history on disc golf. We were the first community. I think we've developed 3 courses over the last 5 years. We were the first community in the province of Newfoundland and Labrador to have disc golf.
We were the first.
We're groundbreaking.
Ball too.
Yeah. And there is potential because we've gone different levels in the disc golf from Blanchbrook Park to here at the town. The most advanced and professional and international one is at Whaleback. But now, because we have built capacity into that sport, we may be able to host the Canadian Nationals.
That's their next goal.
Which is goal to bring in. So building capacity.
Yeah.
You know, we've held, world competitions here in judo. We've held national competitions in taekwondo. We got the 50th anniversary coming up in August. But, we're known to do that. But as we build capacity in the town, and that's everything from hotels to airline service to infrastructure on these facilities, it actually brings in economics to our town. So that's good news. Any business.
I got in reviewing our municipal growth plan on page 13, where they've got the map and the layout of the town, and they've got it color coded. When you look at what they've got color coded for Stephenville Airport, it includes a lot of town-owned land. So I think the correction needs to be made there.
Okay,
I mean, so, going across what we call right up to Carolina. I mean, they're showing the airport man coming right up to Carolina. I mean, I would estimate by looking at this, I mean, there's 250 to 300 acres of town land, which is included in this map, identifying this airport land. And if you go on the airport site, they're using the same thing. So I mean, anybody who looks at it is going to get the wrong idea. So
we need to get that edited and changed, go back to uplands and
Yeah.
see if that can be changed. Yeah, good point.
Mr. Mayor,
Go ahead, Councillor Roberts.
it's nice to see the pickleball and all that sort of stuff, but let's go back to our ball stuff.
Yeah.
I met with the pool, I'm on the committee on there now. And it's pleased to announce this is their 30th anniversary in August,
30th anniversary, you said?
opening of the pool.
What
Okay,
date do you?
They never decided, August 24th or 30, but they never set a date for their little celebrations, so they
you
stayed.
mean, Councillor Robert, you mean when the pool was built and started
Yep,
30 years ago?
30 years.
Yes, I remember that well, because Mike Vickers was the big proponent of that, the late Mike Vickers.
That's right.
Yeah,
Stay tuned for announcement on the celebrations
yeah,
and that event.
And you know, when you think
Yeah.
about, that pool has produced Olympians, Katarina Roxon, you know, and we've got world champion powerlifters in this town. It's amazing what we've achieved. And just, I think, a little shout out to Ryan Lambswood, just won the provincial golf tournament. So
yeah, and Kathleen Jean won the golf tournament.
did she on the female?
Kathleen won the senior ladies and the super senior ladies
Super senior. lady?
and senior ladies. She won all.
Yeah, and I believe,
Super senior.
She's really.
My hero.
yeah, there's not a, you know, the super senior, I'm told, is one of the highest you can go or something.
Yeah.
But, George Chalk did well too. He was third, I believe. Was
Yeah,
it
He
third?
was named to the senior men's, super senior men's, I think, provincial team.
Yeah,
Yeah, and Ryan Manil Landswood won the amateur part of
so that was
the
the
amateur, so it's a pretty big.
three people from Stephenville.
just going back 30 years,
Yeah,
to get the pool built. And I mean, Laura, can remember some of the struggles we went through to get that done. And I mean, we ended up getting our communities on site and calling it a regional facility to get it done. But I remember we were having so many challenges, and yes, Mike Vickers was a big proponent pushing on it, and certainly Mayor Stein at of the day was. So
Yeah.
I can remember saying on a number of occasions when we were working through some of the struggles, I'm looking forward to the day we get it built, because on opening day, after the ribbon is cut, I'm throwing the two of ye in the pool, which is Mike Vickers and Mayor Stein.
You be able to get next time.
So
One of the,
on opening day, when the ribbon was cut, rather than give me the satisfaction of throwing the two of them in, the two of them jumped in.
Yeah.
well, we had a good MHA at the time too,
Yeah, thank you very much.
brought it here.
Oh, there's no question, he helped us.
So I got a couple of things, just like to recognize, because we won't be actually meeting, again, unless a special meeting is called, which sometimes happens throughout the summer. But we won't be meeting till August 1, next 3 week, time. Just put that in your calendar, everybody. But, next Friday is the opening of our, 46th season of the Stephenville Theater Festival.
Yeah,
Looking forward to a big musical and the opening act. We are so blessed to have the Stephenville Theater Festival. It is the longest professional serving theater group in the province of Newfoundland and Labrador. It is touted as actors that come here. They are in their journey towards excellence in acting. It is a primer for Broadway. And we're very fortunate. They create a lot of jobs, bring a lot of entertainment, and they encompass within their genre, I guess, of theatrical productions, sometimes part of our culture also. So that's part of how they get funneled to the feds in the province and so forth. On July 18th, from the invasion, they have a great lineup for a lot of events for the community also. I also want to say last weekend, we have 3 signature powwows that happened in the province. Last weekend, the powwow was in Con River, Milputek, and this upcoming weekend, the largest powwow in the province of Newfoundland and Labrador will be in Flat Bay. Opening on Friday, going through Saturday and Sunday, and I looked at the forecast canvas, it looks like it's gonna be a beautiful weekend. And the following weekend at Mainland in the Gras, it is Benoit First Nations. So for anybody listening or any members of management and staff, these events are very worthwhile attending. I also,
excuse me, Mr. Mayor, what's the date for the opening of the theater festival?
July 19th,
19th?
next Friday night.
Okay.
I also, I did see that there's this NL Cafe Passport that's on the go. And, people travel the island now to go to the microbreweries. But people who don't like beer and big coffee addicts, they travel and they go to unique cafes just for coffee. And I got a shout out to the Wild Grapery because they are on the list as a NL Passport Cafe stop. And that's what draws people into your town. It's capacity and it's entrepreneurs and all those good things. I did get a request, and maybe Candace, we can put it on our agenda for the next planning meeting to look at. It's outside of our jurisdiction, but I think you can sometimes put in a request to work services. But when traffic is coming off of the Port au Port Peninsula, there's a sign and an arrow to say TCH and turn up to Hanson Highway. Maybe we could get that sign adapted that would also say TCH via Main Street. Because then it would actually push a little bit more traffic on Main Street that could actually help with commerce and so forth. So
Very good point.
yeah, so let's put that on the agenda and have our planning and traffic committee take a look at that the next time. The other thing I want to say is the waters are getting warm, and from a safety moment, I guess for all of us around the table, our families and friends, and don't hesitate to step in when you see people that's doing something unsafe, but it is boating season and swimming season. Stay vigilant on safety. Personal flotation devices and life vests are critical when it comes to canoes, boating, cod fishing, and so forth. And I just want to shout out to keep everybody safe, keep families safe, but don't hesitate to step in when you see somebody that may be putting themselves or others in peril and that are not using flotation devices for safety. Okay. Anything further? Deputy Mayor Stephenville.
Yeah, this might be a suggestion more than anything, but I'm wondering if we might consider a section on our social media pages that's kind of a did you know section. And I noticed, for example, this past week, there was a few postings on Facebook particularly about someone would say, here's a tourism idea, and someone would say, I wouldn't bring anyone here because the roads are ridiculous and this council. And so I think it's important sometimes for people to understand the process that happens around paving, and that it's a, kind of a shared cost most of the time, and that we are sometimes at the mercy of others in terms of start dates and so on. So a lot of times it's easy to kind of get upset and, rip people to shreds, but the reality is there are often parameters. We know as a municipality, one of our responsibilities obviously is trying to keep the roads as good as possible. I think we've done a good job of prioritizing those kinds of things. However, if we had some kind of did you know section that each week we could feature something, one could be, did you know that paving happens, this kind of cost share, and it's sometimes late because funding comes late and so on and so forth. And then another week we could talk about water, and did you know that in surprisingly in the winter months is when our water conservation is most important, blah, 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 and things like that. So that some people who kind of are quick to be verbal and vocal might have the opportunity to also read and be a little bit educated, because I mean, I know for me, there's a lot of things I thought until I got to council and realized, okay, that makes sense. That's why it happened. So it might be worthwhile from an educational perspective for us to have something like that if it were possible to do.
I think to add to that too, and I'll just give you a great point because Main Street. So Main Street was supposed to be done last year. But coming out of COVID, engineers and municipal capital works and those MCW files, our engineering department and staff play a critical role, but we're at the mercy of the tenders and the engineering and MCW, and it doesn't happen until they say it's gonna happen. So you're 100% right. So we knew Main Street was really in rough shape, and trying to walk across that road is challenging, and I'm sure people trip up, and it's not good. Now, last year, we could have spent $150,000 to $200,000, and we could have just done that full strip, and people would have been happy. But then there would have been a lot of people unhappy with us this year when we got to rip it all up and do a full reconstruction of water and sewer and pavement. And they would have probably said, I can't believe what that council did. They just paved a section last year and they ripped it up this year.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's the decisions are not easy, but at the end of the day, I just want to let the public know that on behalf of our management, our council, we're trying to do our very best to ensure that we are fiscally responsible and that we try to enhance the services, and we're doing some good planning. So really good point.
yeah.
And I think communicating that is so important.
Yeah, well, I think too, while we're at that, we should talk about the Coleman Group, this parking lot down at Coleman's here. It's terrible. When you go into Coleman's
Yes.
and over, going through on the back, well, there's holes like as big as God knows what. And I don't know for sure what part of that belongs to Coleman. I guess it's all Coleman's right around. I would imagine, would it?
Well, we could have.
I think we need to send a letter for them because the mall, as bad as they are, we've been trying to get the people that owns the mall since 30 years since I've been here, since the mall's been here, to do a facelift on the mall. And they never, former Mayor Stein, Tom probably remembers too, Councilor O'Brien, that we wrote letters, we did it all, and they wouldn't budge. So it wouldn't hurt to do, maybe there's somebody else at the helm now, other than the people that own it. And they're patching up now their outside part, which is all right, but the inside part, sometimes you'll go in and you got a leak and there's a buckets there, I've seen that happen. So writing a letter to these people, it wouldn't go astray, I'm telling you right now.
Good point. Just want to also say yesterday we had we had our office closed for 3 hours for a very important reason. We had inclusion training for management staff, council, and we had really good attendance. And it was a really good presentation and we all learned from it as staff. But it's so important to get our community right and to ensure that we're moving forward and doing our very best towards inclusion. And it's really going to help from an accessibility. So we have a new accessibility plan that we're rolling out and we're doing some good stakeholder engagement. But the training went very well. Staff really enjoyed it. And I want to thank Katie for coming up and giving that presentation. It was well done. I think there'll be another one in the future for those, not everybody can make it, schedules and so forth, but it'll be done in the future. So on that note, I'm going to call for a motion to adjourn our public meeting on this beautiful July day.
You're looking at me.
I'm looking at one guy right now. Councilor O'Brien. Second, Councilor Meyer White, all in favor? Carry.
I'm